YouTube, what's poppin'? It's your boy MBM and I am him, man. So we gonna get straight to the tutorial. So I'm about to teach you cats how to gain stage a little bit in Ableton and how to balance your beat and mix it and then master it and get it ready to sell. Whatever you're trying to do with it. So first let me consolidate these files. I just got a loop going right now. This is a track my son produced and made, man. His name is Lousy. You can check him out on YouTube. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Also, you probably see his page popping up right about now to check out his channel. Go there, subscribe, man. Hit that like button, leave some comments, man. Let him know I sent you over there and you coming to show love. Man, he got some of them dope beats, man. You know, he like to make them Ken Carsons and Playboy Cardi type beats. So if you into that type of music, man, go over there, check it out, man. He got some free instrumentals up for you to get at. And if you record to him, whatever you do, send it to me, man. Let me check it out, and we can probably get a mix and mastering going to see what you got, all right? So let's get straight to it. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to consolidate all these real quick. Wait a minute. Because I got some cuts in them, so let me just consolidate them. All right, cool. So I just consolidated all the files. So in order to convert MIDI to audio, what I normally do is when I'm messing with Ableton, I like to add I insert an audio track. So from there, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the actual kick, and I'm gonna freeze it. I'm gonna freeze the track. So from there, I'm just gonna pull the audio down, and there's the audio right there. So I'll just get rid of this. And the same thing for the 808. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to insert another audio track. I'm going to freeze this, freeze the 808. Okay, and then I'm going to drag this down as well. And there go our 808. I'm going to get rid of this channel, this track. So from there, I'm going to double click on the kick. As you can see, the kick is pretty much stretched out. If you go to the mixer, we can mute all these and just have the kick going. We can play the beat, and one thing I like about Ableton is you can look and see what tracks that you need to gain stage, that you need to bring down. So the kick in the 808, I like to set it around -12. So I'm gonna play it and you guys will see what I'm saying. So right now I'm gonna be gain staging the kick, the 808 a little bit, as well as the hi-hat and the clap just a little bit. Everything else seems to be sitting well. So let's start off with the kick. Like I said, we already double clicked here. You don't want to turn it down by the actual knobs. We want to get rid of some of the digital distortion. If you start adding compressors and stuff like that, you will run into some digital distortion, and that's what you don't want. So from there, we're just gonna double click on the kick, bring the kick down, and you'll see the meter come down itself. So about right here. Let's check that mixer again. That's perfectly fine right there. -12, 13, that's fine. Like I said, you want to give yourself some headroom to add plugins and stuff like that. So let's go to the 808 now, do the same thing. Double click on the 808. Let's bring the 808 down. And let's add it on. So let's go look at the meter. And we'll go to the clap now. Let's bring the clap down just a little bit. I believe this is the clap, right? Why is this still okay? Just a little bit, because the clap's kind of already. That's fine. And then let's bring the snare in. Okay, so the hi-hat I'm definitely gonna bring down a little bit. Like I said, we can look inside of Ableton and see what needs to be that we need to bring down. Let's bring the hi-hats down a little bit. Let's check the meter. That's a little bit too much. I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit. Let's bring that up just a little bit more. And then what I'm gonna do with the hi-hat, I'm gonna pan it to the left just a tad bit just to make it sound a little full. And everything else is fine. So right now what I want to do is I'm going to bring the actual instrument track down, the piano. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to balance the instruments right here. And just remember, you don't have to have everything live because when you get ready to master, you want to have a whole lot of room to start pushing things up. If you need to mess with the bass a little bit, you can. So I'm gonna bring the clap in. Okay, that's cool. So I'm not gonna mess with the actual piano yet. That's gonna come in a little bit. But what I want to do is I do want to mess with the 808 and the kick right now because I want to mix the 808 and kick, and then I want to duck that 808 a little bit up under the kick. Now, Ableton has plugins that you can use. You know, some pretty much dope plugins you can use. I'm gonna use the EQ real quick, and I'm gonna roll off just. Let's go with the 8. Whoa. Okay, let's go with the EQ8. So I'm going to take this band and I'm going to turn it to a low cut, but I'm going to bring it back to about 22, 24. That's cool. Doesn't need to be clean in this area. This area seems fine. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to add a compressor. Now the glue compressor has it to where you can use the soft clip. Soft clip, you can actually punch your music a little more. Before I do any of this, I'm gonna definitely add I'm gonna add ozone because what I want to do is let's go to ozone and didn't do it. Hold on, man. Let's see. Okay, isotope. We're gonna go to 10. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm going to get rid of the EQ. I'm gonna turn the maximizer up, turn true peak on. I'm gonna turn this down to -0.1. I'm gonna turn that here. I'm gonna put this at 105. Okay. And then from here, you can actually use the mono selection right here to really balance out your track. But for right now, we're not gonna use that. We're just actually using true peak real quick. We'll come back to that. So let's go back to the kick. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some makeup. We already turned on soft clip. I'm going to turn the attack all the way off. So now that we're pushing that up here, we're not getting no digital distortion. We're actually getting the sound that we're looking for with the kick. It's not overpowering. It's not clipping in the red. We actually got room over here on the master to do what we need to do. So this is the reason why you gain stage. So you avoid digital distortion. So now I'm going to move on to the 808. Let's bring the 808 in. Okay, now with the 808, I am going to add a EQ as well. I'm going to add the 8 EQ, EQ8, and then I am going to roll off. Same thing here, around 24. Just pretty much cleaning it up. And then this band, I'm going to take this band and I'm going to take this to 65. I'm gonna do a slight cut, so I'm gonna turn the Q up. Turn the Q up to around 16, 17. And we're gonna take the gain down. And that's cleaning up the 808. And then what I'm gonna do here, now they have a distortion plug-in as well. You go to drive, and then you can go to saturator. And this is pretty dope too, because you can add a soft clip on this as well. And then I like to turn the bass up just a little bit around here. That should be fine. And then we're gonna push the drive up. Okay, so that's cool now that we had that. But what we want to do is we want to duck that 808 up under that kick as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the compressor from here. Go to Dynamics, add the compressor. Now, in order to duck the 808, we want to sidechain it. So let's click sidechain, and then we want to add the input to kick. Where's my kick at, man? I believe it should be this one, I believe. Oh, let me go name this real quick. So let's name this kick. Remember to do this after you know what I'm saying? And then let's name this 808. All right, cool. So let's go back here. And then now the input should say kick. Cool. Boom. And the only thing we want to do here is we want to duck the 808. So we're going to take this. Now, if you bring this all the way down, it's going to duck the 808 too much. Listen. You see what I'm saying? So we don't want to duck it. We just want to add a little bit, duck it a little bit. And that's perfectly fine right there. I like that. So let's bring the clap in. And then with the clap, it's just a basic EQ. We're going to go on that. We're going to throw the EQ on this. Let's drop the 80Q on that. And then from there, remember the kick in the 808 sit around 0 to 100. So you definitely want to roll off 100 here. So we clean up that area. That way you don't have to worry about any muddiness and the clap interfering with the 808 and the kick. And then around here, we want to take this to around 5,000. That is good right there. Let's bring the gain up some. Let's go about 3. Let's add some reverb. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this, because pretty much the next steps is gonna be the same with the snare as well. Same area. Like I said, you just want to clean up around 100, 0 to 100. Same EQ here, and same reverb. Don't add too much reverb, because we don't want to overpower it in the vocals, so the vocals won't be clashing with this reverb from the beat. Okay, and then we're doing all this, and then we're gonna hit that mono button in a minute to start balancing everything and to bring in that piano instrument. So let's go to the hi-hat. Hi-hat, we're gonna do the same thing, same area, same clean. Like I said, it's super simple and super easy to do this. You know what I'm saying? So let's play the hi-hat. Make sure your percussion is standing out there as well. You want to make sure your percussion is really sticking out, because that's what's really going to bring them ears in, is that percussion. All right, same thing with the open hi-hat. Like I said, man, I make this simple, man. It's just the tricky part is with the 808 and all that, and these instruments as well. So let's do the open hat. Now, what I like to do with the open hat, I like to add a little delay to it. So I'm gonna turn this to 8 since the beat is 144. So I'm gonna go to the open hat. The open hat. I'm gonna bring the delay in just a little bit. And then we got the crash sit in the same area as well. All you got to do is just look at your EQ and you'll see where that instrument is sitting. Watch. See what I'm saying? So between 1K and 10K is where this is. So now what I'm going to do is, since I have these like this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the actual piano and I am going to add the 80Q. I'm going to add that. But before I get to messing with this, I want to blend this in real quick. So we got this instrument down. So let's go to the master and let's go to ozone. And then another thing you want to do is add a imager so you can actually see where your beat is. You want to make sure that this is shooting straight up the middle. And you want to make sure that this is sitting up here as well. It's not bouncing up under 0. And this will let you know that you got a good balance going with your mix. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into mono and I'm going to start bringing this in. When I start hearing the piano is when I want to stop. So sometimes normally it's around -24 where I like it to be. But as soon as I hear it, you know what I mean, I like to stop. Bring it down just a little bit. That's perfectly fine right there. So I'm gonna go back to the piano. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna roll off some bass. I'm gonna roll off some top end as well. I'm gonna turn that to this. And we're gonna bring this up. Sometimes to me, the 80Q on here really, I don't know, it doesn't have that fat filter sound that, you know what I'm saying, but it works. And this is for my cats that don't really have all these plugins. So like I said, I'm using a few, maybe 1 or 2 from Ozone or whatever. Just grab those. So let's play it again. Then I like to add a little stereo spread to that. Let me see if I do have it. I'm not sure if I have it. Let's see. Do I have it? Nicky Romero. Give me 1 second here, y'all. Matthew Lane. Yeah, Stereo Delta. Okay. I like to add Stereo Delta to it. And you'll notice that when that instrument come in, you'll see this starting to come down a little bit. But don't worry about that. It's when we get ready to start adding the master to it. We just want to make sure this is sitting up here. And then we're going to check the pass meter. We're going to actually add a pass meter. Let's add a pass meter real quick. Pass meter. Pass meter stereo. So let's add a pass meter. And then what we're going to do is change the detection to RMS, and then let's look at where we're sitting. So right now we're at -17, and if you look at the maximizer, we should have room to push. So this is what I mean about giving yourself enough headroom to push your instruments and to push your bass. So that way you can actually have a good master, you know, after after you're done mixing, you don't have to worry about anything. You can just start pushing this to make it sound good. So now that I showed you how to mix all your instruments and everything, the only thing I'm gonna do now is, so if I want to put this out, you know what I mean, on BeatStars and, you know, whatever platform they have to put instruments on, or YouTube or whatever, I just kind of want this to stand out with the industry standard type beats. So I definitely want my RMS to hit around -8. So once they get the track, they can turn it down to -12 if they want to rap to it. However they mix, they'll be able to do that. Like, they'll be gang staging your beat. So we just definitely want to give it a little push now to see where we at. And then you notice, once I start bringing the master up some, I start checking my instruments with the mono and stereo button. And then what you want to do is go over the imager and let's just make sure that this is sitting up here and it's not dropping below 0. Now, it's dropping down there because the song paused and the beat leaves. So if the 808 and the kick was just steady going, this would stay up here. As soon as like the beat paused, it dropped because there's no sound in between. So don't worry about that if you do see that in, you know, when you have a kick going like this on 808. But if you have a song that is just busy and is driving, this will sit right here and it won't move. What you want to make sure is you got -8.2 here, or 8.0. Even -7.8 is good. You know what I'm saying? You just want to make sure everything is bumping and banging. So when you get it to them, you know, maybe they're going to want the stems. It all depends. But if they don't want the stems and they want to record to a 2-track, you want to make sure the 2-tracks sound good. And man, there you have it, man. You know what I'm saying? A beat ready to go, send out, get your money, make, you know what I'm saying? Get your money while you're bored, you know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, how I do it in Ableton. I got different methods and different DAWs. You know, not all DAWs are the same. So, you know, Logic, I got my method in Logic. Cubase, all that. So yeah, man. I hope y'all learned something, man. It's your boy MBM. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. For those who like Ableton and y'all wanted this video, you got it. And yeah, if you need it in waves, let me know. I'll drop something in waves. I'm just trying to drop a lot of material to keep the videos coming. So appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Much love. Hey, y'all take care, man, and I'm out.